Have you ever wondered what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? What happens when a person of unshakable faith is put through the most unimaginable tests? Today, we're diving into one of the most profound stories ever told, the story of a man named Job. In the ancient land of Uzi, there lived a man whose name was Job. Now, this wasn't just any man. The scriptures describe him as blameless and upright, someone who feared God and turned away from evil. He was the kind of person we all aspire to be: honest, principled, and deeply devoted. And Job was blessed, truly blessed. He was a family man, a loving father to 7 sons and 3 daughters. His home was filled with the sounds of laughter and joy. They were a tight-knit family, and Job cherished them above all else. He was also incredibly wealthy. Imagine this: 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 donkeys. In today's terms, he would be a billionaire, a titan of industry. He had a vast household with many servants. He was, without a doubt, the greatest man among all the people of the East. His reputation for integrity and prosperity was known far and wide. But Job's greatness wasn't just in his wealth. It was in his heart. He was a man of immense compassion. He was known as a father to the poor and a champion for the cause of the stranger. When he saw someone without clothing, he provided it. The needy blessed him because he delivered them from their plight. He was a voice for the voiceless and a source of justice for those who had been wronged. He didn't hoard his wealth. He used it to lift up those around him. His character was as golden as his fortune. He was a pillar of his community, respected not just for what he had, but for who he was. This was Job, a man who seemingly had it all: faith, family, fortune, and a flawless reputation. Then, the story takes a dramatic turn, shifting from the earthly realm to the heavenly one. One day, the angelic beings, the sons of God, came to present themselves before the Lord. And among them came Satan. The Lord asked Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan replied, "From roaming throughout the earth, going back and forth on it." Then the Lord said something remarkable. He asked Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil." It was a divine endorsement of Job's character. But Satan, the accuser, was cynical. He replied, "Does Job fear God for nothing? Have you not put a hedge of protection around him and his household and everything he has? You have blessed the work of his hands, so that his flocks and herds are spread throughout the land. But now, stretch out your hand and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face." Satan's challenge was clear. Job's faith was just a transaction. He was only faithful because he was prosperous. Take away the blessings, and his faith would crumble. In a moment that would change everything, the Lord said to Satan, "Very well, then, everything he has is in your power, but on the man himself, do not lay a finger." And with that, permission was granted. A test of cosmic proportions was about to begin, and Job, completely unaware of this heavenly conversation, was at the center of it all. His perfect life was about to be shattered. The storm broke with terrifying speed. One day, while Job's sons and daughters were feasting at their oldest brother's house, a messenger came running to Job. He was breathless, his face pale with terror. The oxen were plowing and the donkeys were grazing nearby, he stammered. And a raiding party attacked and made off with them. His business, his livelihood, was being wiped out. But before Job could even process this devastating news, another messenger arrived. The fire of God fell from the heavens and burned up the sheep and the servants. And I am the only one who has escaped to tell you. Divine fire? It was incomprehensible. His vast flocks, a cornerstone of his wealth, were gone in a flash of lightning. As that messenger was still speaking, a third one came. Raiders formed 3 companies, swept down on the camels, and made off with them, he gasped. They put the servants to the sword, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you. The last of his great herds, gone. In a matter of minutes, Job, the wealthiest man in the East, was financially ruined. But the worst was yet to come. While the third messenger was still speaking, another arrived, his face a mask of grief. His words were the ones that would tear Job's world apart. Your sons and daughters were feasting at their oldest brother's house. Suddenly, a mighty wind swept in from the desert and struck the 4 corners of the house. It collapsed on them, and they are dead, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you. In a single, Horrific day, Job lost everything. His wealth, his livelihood, his servants, and most painfully, all 10 of his beloved children. The joy of his home was extinguished. The man who had everything was left with nothing but the clothes on his back and a heart shattered into a million pieces. Imagine the silence, the shock, the overwhelming wave of grief. This wasn't just a bad day. It was the complete and total demolition of a life. The test had begun, and its severity was beyond human imagination. What do you do when your world collapses? How do you respond when everything you love is violently torn away? Job's reaction is one of the most powerful moments in all of literature. He got up, tore his robe in a sign of deep mourning, and shaved his head. He fell to the ground, but not in despair. He fell to the ground in worship. And then he spoke words that have echoed through millennia. Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised. In all this, the scripture says, Job did not sin by charging God with wrongdoing. His faith, against all odds, held firm. He didn't curse God. He blessed him. But the test wasn't over. The heavenly court convened again. The Lord once more pointed out Job's integrity to Satan. He still maintains his integrity, though you incited me against him to ruin him without any reason. Satan, however, was not convinced. Skin for skin, he retorted. A man will give all he has for his own life. But now, stretch out your hand and strike his flesh and bones, and he will surely curse you to your face. The accuser was doubling down. He believed that while a man might endure the loss of property and even family, he would never endure the loss of his own health. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey today. If this story resonates with you, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next part